Growing up, I always felt different. I was assigned male at birth, but from a young age, I felt disconnected from the identity that everyone else saw. My childhood was a blur of confusion and discomfort. I envied the girls at school and felt more at ease when I was with them, sharing their interests and activities. I kept these feelings to myself, afraid of how my family and friends might react. As I grew older, the internal conflict intensified. I spent countless hours researching gender identity, reading stories of people who had transitioned and found happiness. It seemed like transitioning was the key to solving my problems, the path to becoming my true self. The idea of living as a woman became an obsession, and I started to believe it was the only way I could ever feel complete. In my early 20s, I finally mustered the courage to come out to my family and friends. Their reactions were mixed. Some were supportive, but many were shocked and confused. My parents, in particular, struggled to understand. They were conservative and had a hard time accepting my decision. Despite their resistance, I pressed on, convinced that transitioning was the answer to my lifelong discomfort. I began hormone replacement therapy and, over the next few years, underwent a series of surgeries to complete my transition. Physically, I was transforming into the woman I had always envisioned. But emotionally, the journey was far more complex. The initial euphoria of seeing my body change was soon replaced by a growing sense of unease. As I settled into my new identity, I faced unexpected challenges. Socially, I felt out of place in both the male and female worlds. Many of my old friends drifted away, unable to reconcile the person they once knew with the person I had become. Making new friends was difficult too, as I constantly felt like an outsider, someone who didn't truly belong. Dating was another hurdle. I thought transitioning would help me find love and acceptance, but it often led to more rejection and confusion. Many potential partners were either fetishizing my trans identity or rejecting me outright when they learned about my past. The loneliness was overwhelming, and I began to question whether transitioning had been the right choice. But the biggest struggle was internal. Despite achieving the physical transformation I had dreamed of, I still felt a deep sense of dissatisfaction. The gender dysphoria that had once been so consuming was replaced by a new kind of dysphoria, one of identity and regret. I missed aspects of my old life, aspects of my old self. I missed the simplicity of living as I was born, even with all the discomfort it entailed. I began to see a therapist, hoping to make sense of my feelings. Therapy helped me uncover the layers of my identity and understand the complexities of my emotions. I realized that my desire to transition had been influenced by societal pressures and my own internalized beliefs about gender. I had believed that transitioning would fix all my problems, but it only created new ones. As the years went by, my regret grew. I longed for the life I had left behind, the person I once was. I started to see that my discomfort with my body and identity might have been rooted in deeper psychological issues, ones that transitioning couldn't solve. I began to explore the possibility of detransitioning, but the idea was daunting. It felt like admitting failure, like giving up on a dream I had fought so hard to achieve. Despite the regret, I have tried to make peace with my journey. I am still in therapy, working through the layers of my identity, and learning to accept myself as I am. It's a daily struggle, but I'm determined to find a way to live authentically, even if it means embracing the complexities of my past. I know it's a difficult and sensitive topic, but I believe that sharing my struggles can help others find clarity and support. If you've faced similar dilemmas or have